you today from Louisiana Tech University. I'm Morgan Soul. In addition, this will be your opinion and your objective as well on your opinions about it. Hopefully after this video, you will understand the dire need for shuttle buses around campus.
Have you ever just walked outside and been like, oh, I hope I get parking today, or when I come back, I hope I get parking, or oh my gosh, parking sucks today.
Yeah, it's like, girl, every time I leave to go for an errand, there's no parking spots. Ever. Ever. There's no parking spots. I don't understand.
I got 3 tickets already.
I'm
so mad.
I'm so, frustrated.
I'm going to get a big
parking.
and my life's going to be over.
Ridiculous. No one has money for reserved parking. We're in college, for Christ's sake. I mean, it's ridiculous. We shouldn't have to do this. So it's too much.
Now that you have heard these two students discussing parking, we will now interview other Louisiana Tech students about their views of parking. About the parking situation.
I think the parking in Tech is terrible, and there needs to be more spots for people to park.
What do you think about bus services for off-campus students? Do you think it's a good idea? Explain why.
I think it'd be a great idea because people would have a way to and from school who don't have a way to school. They don't have a vehicle.
Advantages of living off-campus dealing with parking.
The disadvantages are definitely the lack of parking spaces, especially for the different zones. Because I've parked in the wrong zone several times and I've gotten tickets. And especially for a person living off campus, if they park in the wrong spot, people will check that. And that sucks because even if it comes down to the zone, like if you're in the wrong spot, tickets accumulate, and I need to register for classes.
What are the disadvantages of living on campus dealing with parking?
I would say people who live off campus, they come and take your spot, especially it's a big deal in Harper because there's not a lot of parking spots and you have to worry about parking in whichever zone you are in, and that's kind of difficult. So, yeah.
Now, after hearing from the interviewers of Louisiana Tech students, we are now going to introduce Dr. Ken, who's about to explain the true views of what's about to happen to Louisiana Tech parking.
Sure, that's fine.
All right, so we will be designing in that area of our campus 880 new beds and associated parking. The idea behind the design is to enhance the pedestrian experience in the center of our campus. If you look at a lot of the more prestigious schools, or I should maybe not prestigious, older universities, that's the way they're designed. Think of the University of Virginia, where there's an ample green space. So when you go there, you're actually walking. The car and the pedestrian don't go very well together. It's not a safe thing. We have challenges in our crosswalks, right? So you want to get the car out and the pedestrian in. And you want what's inside to be properly lit and accessible and available. So we put the car on the perimeter, and that's the area that we'll be developing. So it's a part of this bond issue in March or April of this coming year, 2016. We will have $3 million for parking improvements. Now, you think that sounds like a lot of money, but it really isn't. We're sensitive to the price point, as you mentioned, Morgan. We don't want to add an additional burden if we don't have to, right? Some of these solutions are very expensive. We think that we've purchased the ground that we need and can make proper improvements. And by improvements, I mean sidewalks, lighting, landscaping, because you don't want to just put cars in a Walmart-style parking. Nobody likes that. Hard surface, curbs and gutters, and all of that. That would be probably the most expensive option that we have on ground that we own. Many universities and cities, if you think about us as a city where everybody kind of comes at one point, choose to stack their cars, right? They build garages. Well, they're more costly, obviously. In fact,
They're like $9 million from the last research we did. That's around that much.
it's anywhere from $15,000 to $30,000 per space. Okay, so and it depends. I've seen some like at SMU and TCU and Baylor that are very pretty. You can't tell the difference between that and an academic building. It houses a car. And I've seen some that are not very pretty. I've seen some that by design are not very safe. Where if you are living on campus and you have to park on the
Now to fix this solution, Louisiana Tech needs to get a bus shuttle service. We are now starting stating facts of how other universities use bus shuttle services to accomplish transportation and less parking problems.